What is going on, Cubs fam? Coming at you Monday morning. It is time for some Rogue Actions. We brought on Heinze, of course, as always, to talk about all things Galaxy of Heroes every Monday morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. How's it going, Heinze?
Hey, how are you, Cubs? Good morning, everyone. Good to be back, as always. Rogue Actions, I'm psyched. Another wicked little episode, and who knows? This time, we might even actually get a whole episode, not one missing a little bit at the end like last week, man.
Just saying. Sorry, last week we had the video, I don't know what it was. The video just decided to cut off, and there was no way for me to recover it unless we re-recorded the whole thing. So,
dude, you had one job, and that was to hit the record button. That was it. And here we are today.
Hit the record button.
Yeah, but you hit it again. You've only got to hit it once. You didn't have to hit it the second time.
I just realized my mouse was literally hovering over the stop recording button, and so I moved it carefully away, and now I'm gonna put my hands up here for the rest of the
video. Back it away. Just back away from the mouse.
We got our meme of the week here, ladies and gentlemen. We actually got two here. There's a bonus this week. We got two memes of the week, but the first one, this one resonates with me a lot right now because I have been just doing everything to get ready for Galactic Legend Luke. Not just the 50 refreshes, but the 100 and the 200s as well. But not those 400s, Heinze. Not those 400s.
No, not the 400s, man. Not for, it's not worth it at the 400 level. Nah. But yeah, no, the struggle is real, my friend. The refresh struggle is real.
So freaking real. And then Heinze sent me this one. Heinze, I love this meme. Little risque. Anakin's the father, isn't he? No. What if I were to say to you, Misa been a bad girl?
I couldn't help it, man. It had to be shared. It's quality. I know it was a bit full on, but it did. It did give me a bit of a chuckle. I couldn't help myself there, man. That's a quality one there.
Oh, man. I was telling Heinze before we started recording, I'm like, man, I'm tired. It's been a long day. I'm ready to go to bed. But that woke me up. I was like, oh, wow, that's funny. All right, everyone. We got Galactic Legends coming this week. Next week, we don't know exactly when, but I think it's safe to assume, Heinze, we're seeing the kits this week. What do you think?
Yeah, no, kids, look, if they follow the standard type of cadence as we've discussed before, if they follow the same sort of procedure, yeah, we should be getting some kits this week. And then, you know, I'm probably expecting the events to drop not long after that. We're getting to the end of September. You know, it's getting to that time where they want to start dropping some content and getting it in there and getting that panic up and rolling, man. The panic is real. So yeah, I would certainly be expecting some kits at some point this week. Absolutely.
My most educated guess is Wednesday at 3:15.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday at 3:15 Pacific is probably when they'll do that. And it's funny, this is a game of precedent, right? I mean, we see a lot of precedent in this game. They do something one way, they're likely to do it the same way again. The precedent for Galactic Legends isn't really that strong. It's, you know, they've only done it once. But if they do follow the same form they did before, then it was, I forgot the exact dates, but it was 1 week they dropped the last requirements. A week later, almost to the same day, they dropped the kits, and then a week after that, the event. And so I think for those of you getting ready, the more likely than not scenario is going to be kits this week, event next week, probably midweek is what I'm suspicious of. So when it comes to the kits, Heinze, last chance probably for us to get together without knowing what they are. What are your expectations? What would excite you? What would disappoint you? Where you at?
Look, I'm expecting obviously a little bit of Jedi Luke action. Again, I'm expecting a healing type passive character. You know, obviously a lot of evasion. Whether there's, you know, some stun action there or just zero damage, something along those lines. I'm certainly expecting that. From Palp, again, massive damage output. Very much like Kylo. I think that would be real. We want some lightning. We talked about this before, man. We want some sparks. We want some sparks. Yeah. Like get the thunder from down under rocking, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's psych up. So no, I'm expecting Palp to get those fingers pumping. There is a possibility though that he could even have like a bit of a. Could have a bit of a, you know, like a bit of a force drain sort of heal drain on him as well, as we know. There's certainly that possibility. Could build into that.
Force drain, heal drain, and you guys just heard it here first. Get those fingers pumping. Palpatine.
Get those fingers.
In the words of the Australian, he wants Palpatine to be pumping fingers. Please don't ask him follow-up questions on this, ladies and gentlemen, but just know that he said it.
And a big shout out to Mrs. H while we're at it. Anyway, moving right along. Let's go. Let's keep moving along, man. Oh, I'm so dead. It's going to be great. Please don't tell her, anyone.
Oh, my God.
Don't tell her I said that. I'll be sleeping on the couch for about a week. Maybe, probably longer. Oh, jeez,
All
I tell you what.
So on that note, we need to start recording Rogue Actions a little earlier in our day, I think. I guess it's late in my day. It's mid your day for you, but... Oh, man.
There's no coming back from that, man. There's no coming back from that.
Here's something I'm curious about to bring it back, Heinzie.
Yeah, man.
I'm wondering if any character would potentially have a summon. In particular, I could see Palpatine maybe having a summon. I mean, you had all of those other Sith that were kind of passively there at the end of Rise of Skywalker. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if he... Or maybe in the animation of his ability, if they incorporated that at some point. I'm more because I think there's no doubt that they're gonna be really OP. I want dope animations, man. I think the more I play Marvel Strike Force, I'm playing a lot of my Marvel Strike Force lately, more than Galaxy of Heroes, just because there's more to do in the game. I care equally about the games probably, but I just see so many animations that make me think, why don't we do cooler things in Galaxy of Heroes? So I'm hoping we see some of that.
Man, we want polygons, brother. We want polygons.
Polygons.
Give me the polygons.
As we to quote old TV shows, man, we have the technology. It's as simple as that. We want the polygons. Let's get them up and running, and let's make these animations. Let's make these characters something that you want to strive for, but secondly, let's make it so that when you use them and you pull that trigger on the ultimate abilities and things like that, you go, wow, that looks badass. That's what we want, don't we? We want something to go, yeah, that's awesome. I love using this character for that exact reason. That's what we want.
Yep. I think that's, if there's any expectation I have outside of just, I want them to be balanced, it's that. So... All right, moving right along. This was Heinz's idea to talk about some general guild leadership tips with territory wars in particular, and maybe a little bit of territory battles. At first I was thinking, I don't know if I want to talk about that. I'm not a guild leader. But then I thought, Heinz, obviously guild leader, great person to ask questions about in this regard. And it's a subject that's so sparsely covered in this game, especially by some of the central YouTubers for the game. And so I thought, what a great opportunity to just go over and pick your brain a little bit, Heinzie, and talk just a little bit about this. And so, Heinzie, give me some high-level tips, and maybe you can make a video digesting this a little bit more in depth. But what are some general tips you have for guild leaders out there struggling to keep their, especially nowadays?
Yeah, it's a struggle. It is certainly a struggle. Yeah. It's a never-ending struggle as well. One probably the best tip I can give you is it's quite easy for a guild leader specifically to overdo a lot of work. Like, you've got to share the load around a bit. That's something that probably is certainly one of the best tips I can get. Get some good people behind you, and if there aren't,
and they're
any,
not necessarily the biggest whales in the guild.
No, that's the beauty of it. I mean, there are people that we have in our guilds that are, for instance, low GP and missing a few teams, but they step up when it comes to things like calling the shots when territory battles are up. Theory crafting territory war teams, things like that. But a good guild is not one leader. It is a team. It really is, of leaders as well. And get some good people around you. Asking your guild guys, I need a bit of help. Who wants to put their hand up and help me out with a particular part of the guild? I mean, we've got a guy who his only job is he sets his alarm and he basically pings everyone to remind them if they've, haven't done their 600 tickets, for instance. It's as simple as that. Those little jobs make a massive... Yeah. Well, we all do. We all do. We all get busy. It's real life, man.
Right before we started Rogue Actions, I got that ping.
but that's his job, and he wants to contribute to the guild by doing that, and we thank him enormously for it. But the point is that probably get a good team around you would be something I would highly recommend. Communication is key in any organization, whether it's community, whether it's alliance, whether it's your own personal guild, it doesn't matter. Communication is enormous in this game. Discord was built for that. So highly, highly recommend getting good people around you. I'd recommend communicating and setting a standard of communication that runs down the line so everyone knows exactly what they need to do. And when they do it, make sure they know to respond so others also know that job's been done. That's something that is super, super important. And at the end of the day, there we go. I said it again. That was only the only time I'm going to say it. Only time. It's the only bloody time. It's the only time I'm going to say it in these videos. Let me tell you straight up. But it's super important to get a good group behind you and all set a clear path for a target. Set a plan in place so that everyone's pointing in the same direction and everyone knows what's expected from them, or the guild knows what they expect to strive for.
Yep. And I have not been a guild leader for some time. I'm sure things are different now, but I got my start as a guild leader and an alliance and a community leader, and spent a lot of time in the leadership realm before I flipped over to the content creation side of things. And the biggest thing that I thought was the most important was define your guild. Make sure everyone knows what the expectations are. Are you a hardcore guild? Are you a casual guild? And be a place where people feel comfortable. Make sure that people are being kind to each other. I think the guild component of this game is what is the best part of the game in a lot of ways, because it's where that community really comes together. And I think that's really good stuff. And you notice here a lot of what we talked about just now didn't have much to do with tell your people to farm X and farm Y and whale harder and all of this stuff. While I think you definitely need to have the guild farming in logical directions for what your guild goals are, that you should be defining with your guild. I think more than anything, just make sure everyone's on the same page and all that. So, I think that's good. So, Heinzie, I think there's a lot more you could say on the subject, on specifics. So I think that might be a good video for you to make, and I'll forward people your way if you do, because I have to say you've been a great guild leader. I don't say that just because you're sitting here, but I think you do a really good job.
Promise myself wouldn't cry. No, it's good. We got a good group behind us. They make us look good, and it's not one person. It's everyone working together in that one direction that we push. And it's a thrill to be a guild leader. Did you just say One Direction? I know. I'm not One Direction.
Heinzie is a boy band.
How can you One Direction? I'll be Bold Direction, man. Dead set.
Everyone in the comments who stayed to this point in the video, ask Heinzie some follow-up questions. On what are your questions about guild leadership, whatever those may be. Give him some ideas of what questions to address for you guys, either in the comments or in his video. So
let us know if you want a video or a live stream. Let us know what you want. We could do a live stream, or we could do a video, whatever you guys want down the track. Yeah,
absolutely. So all right, so we're gonna continue this video. The video is not done. You just gotta click a link to continue the video, ladies and gentlemen. Down in the description, click on the link. Heinzie's video, a portion of the video, is continuing over on his channel. But in the meantime, I'm going to jump out, tell you guys to like the video, which I always do, because it's just good business practice. Right, Heinzie?
Hells to the yeah.
Get over to Heinzie's channel.